And theirs was also cold?
Cold. Get ready.
Okay. All right.
Okay, we are good. We're going live in 5, 4, 3.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Sedona International Film Festival 23. I want to thank Northern Arizona Healthcare for being our title sponsor this year. I'm so excited. It's Monday. This is our first interview in the media room, and I have been watching films, and there is nothing for me to complain about. They are all excellent this year, including who I have here, which kept me on the edge of my seat the entire film. She's already screened here. Please introduce yourself and your film.
My name is Holly Morris. I'm director of the film Exposure, which is a polar expedition film about a group of women from the Arab world in the West who teamed up to try to ski to the North Pole. I won't tell you what happens, but so it's part polar adventure, part feminist manifesta, part climate story.
It's incredible. It's really incredible. And it kept me on the edge of my seat, so if you haven't seen this, it's already screened, correct?
It's screened twice so far, yep.
Okay. You'll want to catch it somewhere. It's amazing. But you did bring a trailer.
Yep.
So let's cue up the trailer and let everybody else get on board with us so we can talk a little bit about the film.
Any minute now it's going to crack and open beneath you. This is such a dangerous environment.
I wanted to put together an expedition that brings together women from the Arab world and the West.
And we're going to ski to the North Pole.
2 years, this has changed a lot in my life, this expedition.
So we're not giving too much away with that trailer, but boy, I mean, riveting through the whole thing. And as I said off camera, thanks to your editor for really bringing something special and like cutting it into a story that made sense. What was it that brought this together for you?
Well, the expedition itself was the brainchild of Felicity Aston, who is the expedition leader. Mm-hmm. So she had this vision of bringing together this multicultural group of women from around the world and trying to do something that had never been done before, certainly a group like this. She put out a global call for applications in 2016, some time ago now. Wow. And I saw that global call go out and started tracking the project, getting to know Felicity, ingratiating myself with her because, you know, and I've done a lot of expedition filming over the years and a lot of international women's stories. So it was very much in my wheelhouse as a filmmaker, but of course this is quite extreme. And Felicity was appropriately concerned that a film team would be a liability, right?
Yes.
So she had to take care of her team, I had to take care of my team, and hijinks ensued.
Yes, but like there's this whole point toward the beginning of the film where she talks about putting together the right people, and she makes a really valid point of when you're putting a team of people together, you don't put the same minds. You pull people together that have different strengths. Was that with your film crew as well? Because they were there too. I mean, that's something I don't think people realize. It's like you have a whole film crew doing the exact same thing that they're doing.
Yes, yes. So, well, my film crew is myself and Catherine Barrows and Ingeborg Jacobson, who were fantastic. And yes, the film crew had to do everything the expedition team did. We pulled sledges filled with, 150, in our case, probably 150 pounds of gear because we had to carry our cameras, our batteries, our drones, everything, and keep it as light as possible, but also be prepared as possible for redundancy because if we had a camera go down or something, there was no one bringing us another camera. So right. It was a very complicated production, one that we were able to train for. In the film, you'll see that there's 2 training expeditions to Iceland and 1 to Oman. Mm-hmm. So as the team was training, we were also sort of training ourselves. Like, how are we going to manage in the North Pole? Let's work through our problems now.
Yes, and it was obvious that. But what I what I took away from the film was this camaraderie, and that camaraderie had to happen between not only the women who were doing the expedition, but your crew as well, because you're part of this, whether you're shown or not.
I think Felicity Aston, the expedition leader, put it so well that you first of all, yes, as she put it, having too many similar people is a recipe for disaster. And what you need are people who have a role, that role is respected within the group, that everybody's role is respected and understood, and that you had one another's back, because things were going to go wrong. And I think that she was able to achieve that over the course of bringing this very diverse group of women over a couple of years. And that's why they may or may not have succeeded in reaching the North Pole, because they became a real team.
Yeah.
And she also says something interesting in the film, which I think is very apt to the expedition genre, is that the reason expeditions fail is not because, it was the worst weather in 50 years or equipment failure. It's really because the team does not come together in the way it needs to, and they sometimes turn on each other. So that did not happen, which was notable.
What is your takeaway from this? Like, when you experienced this, what's your takeaway?
Well, you can't be at the North Pole, 90 North, and not be profoundly impacted by the climate crisis, right? We all understand it now, but it's often too abstract. But when you are actually going over a cracking thin layer of Arctic sea ice, the chickens come home to roost in terms of the immediacy of this crisis. So that was a takeaway, and it was magical and beautiful in all those ways. As a producer-director, I, of course, had all this responsibility, and I was worried about my team and all of that. So I didn't quite, I wasn't able to lose myself in the epiphanies of the natural world as much as one would hope. But it was an amazing experience.
It's a beautiful film. Where are you going next? Where can our audience see this film? Who's picking it up? People will want to see this.
Yes, so we are actively on the U.S. Film Festival circuit right now. It's been fantastic to be here in Sedona. Amazing film community here and fantastic festival. Just really honored to be here. And actually, in March, I'm off to the Indian premiere of the film, and we're going to be in Egypt, introducing the film to the Arab world. And then we're back to Svalbard, which is a place where the expedition launched. But if you watch our website, exposure-film.com, it lists all the upcoming screenings and distribution plans.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And please, everyone out there, if you weren't privileged enough to get a ticket to the 2 sold-out premieres of this here at the Sedona Film Festival, please get over to exposure-film.com. Check out their schedule. This is going to be one for the books. I mean, when we're starting to watch films about expeditions and telling story, this will be one that will go down in history. I have a feeling. It's really beautiful and it's incredibly well done. Thank you for bringing this to us.
Thanks.
And I'm glad you had a great experience here. So we'll see you in just a few minutes with another incredible film, because nothing I've seen this year has been even questionable. It's all fabulous. And don't forget to check out our hashtag SIF23 and Sedona Film Fest 23. And thank you once again to our sponsor, our title sponsor, Northern Arizona Healthcare.